when it comes to Michael Prince Capital. What you've done before today is not my concern.
That's the way of the gun.
And you're okay with it?
The gun doesn't care what I'm okay with.
The billionaire class, they're a scourge. I'm gonna get them where they live.
I come to take what is mine.
He won't stop till he gets what he wants.
I can't lower my rifle.
I don't go to war that way. I just go to war.
We just watched the crazy first weekend of the NFL playoffs, and we're getting closer to Super Bowl 56. Our friends at DraftKings are back with the can't-miss offer.
New customers get 56-1 odds on any team to win their game. All you got to do is bet $5 and get $280 in free bets if your pick hits.
MB, who you like this week?
I like the Packers. They're well-rested after a bye week. Got one of the best quarterbacks in the league, who should be a back-to-back MVP. So I'm going to roll with the Packers.
Yeah, Rodgers off a bye week. That's going to be real tough.
If Sportsbook isn't available in your state, you can still take advantage of DraftKings' amazing offers.
Everyone can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Contest. They're giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code SMOKE and get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code SMOKE at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. My Niners, the 6th seed at the number 1 Green Bay Packers.
Oh, we know who winning this game. Ain't no question. Even you know that.
No, I don't know. I think the Niners are going to win. We different, bro. Defensively, offensively, hot at the right time.
You sound like a Cowboy fan. Now we different.
No, but we actually win.
I got Green Bay winning by 70.
It's going to be a good one. They got to win it by 70. Welcome back to What's Burning. Jack, what's good, bro?
Nothing much, bro. It's snow in Atlanta, so it's all fucked up.
That's crazy. Is it? It's really snowed, huh?
Man, it was just flurries, but, it's a blizzard to everybody out here.
Man, heavy MLK day yesterday, 14 games. Let's talk about some of them. First off, let's address KD's injury. We wish him well. He's supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Jack, where does this leave the Nets? Kyrie is part-time right now. Aldridge and Mills are going to definitely have to step up. But thoughts on the state of the Nets for the next 4 to 6 weeks?
It sucks, man. It sucks. They're going through enough. This were my own selfish reasons that I wish Katie would get in the weight room. These are the type of things that I wish he would get in the weight room for. Make them legs a little stronger. Even though he's so great, I know they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if he can make his legs a little stronger, his body a little stronger, imagine what type of player he'd be. I know that's not in his character and his DNA, but weights and strength prevents a lot of injuries. That's why LeBron hasn't really been so injured, because he's a big-time guy in the weight room. It's going to hurt the Nets, really knock them off their game, and they might slide. It might slide in the East and in the standings with KD out. So it's going to hurt him. But like I said, for my selfish reasons, these are the times where I wish he was in the weight room.
I think I agree with, obviously weights aren't going to hurt anyone, but I think to his defense, similar to AD, like this doesn't matter how many weights you lifted when he got his knee hit like that, it just hyperextended. Luckily, it wasn't any significant tear or damage. It's, a sprain. But hear me out with this thinking now. With KD out 4 to 6 weeks, I definitely agree with you. I think they're going to slide in the standings. But this could end up playing in their favor now that they might not have home court advantage. And that means they'll have Kyrie for game 7s if games go to 7, because they're going to be the opponent, the lower seed. So this might all, in a sick way, kind of work out. We're hearing talks of the team may pay Kyrie's fines for him to play at home or whatever the situation may be. But it's an ugly situation in Brooklyn right now. We wish KD the best, and we're going to have to see what happens.
I mean, they got one of the richest owners in the league right now. They're already doing games in the Netaverse, so they got all kind of stuff going on. They can afford it.
Yeah, I think now more than ever it almost forces their hand. You know what I mean? Like, now do they pay, because KD's down, they gonna need Kyrie, so are they gonna pay these fines? So I guess we'll have to see.
And you know what, Matt? To touch on that, you are right. Some freak injuries do happen. Mm-hmm. And KD couldn't really get out the way of that. But I just know when you do work out, a lot of those injuries that you do have it shortens them or they don't happen. You know, I wasn't a big time upper body guy, but I lifted a lot, you know, on my legs, and I had the same type of injury in the playoffs in Charlotte with that KD had. The same type of thing. Jared Wallace fell on my knee, but I was able to play because I worked out a little bit on my legs, and I got big calves and all that, and I couldn't jump worth the shit. But my legs strong. My legs strong as hell.
You got some Popeye. If the spinach went to Popeye's legs, that's what kind of legs you got.
And olive oil upper body.
Hey, next up, Bam is back for the Miami Heat. Miami moves to the number 2 spot. 6 players averaging double figures. And we talked about it earlier this season. I think that Tyler Hero said he needs to be talked about with Luka and Trey, and you didn't agree with that. But one thing I can say, he's been the best all-around player for them this season. Should be an all-star. But talk to me about what Bam coming back to Miami means.
They have Jimmy, they have Kyle now, they have all these other guys, but he's the cornerstone. You know, he's the guy in the paint that get everything going. He protects the paint. He's the guy that catches the lobs, makes the big plays, get the team going. Bam is a big part of their team, man, especially on defense as well. So not having him is a big hole, and you can't really be the team and build the team you're trying to be. And build the team you're trying to get to be in a championship team. You can't build that team without him. So having him back is a big part. All the other guys are rolling, getting Jimmy back. Hero is playing well. As I said, he should be an all-star this year. So with all that coming together, I think that should be good. But without Bam, none of that goes on.
I agree. I think, obviously, not to the level, but he has a kind of a Draymond Green effect on this Miami team. You know, not necessarily the best player, but probably the most important player. With his ability to, you know, he's more offensively aggressive on the offensive end, but then just his defensive versatility and, like you said, protecting that paint. He's a big part of what Miami does. I like this Miami team. They've been sliding under the radar the whole season. No one's really been talking about them too much. They're sitting at 2 in the East and getting stuff together at the right time. You know, we're in the dog days of the season right now. You know, post All-Star break, you know, you expect the excitement to pick back up. But I think Miami is going to be a problem with their experience in the past and then picking up people like P.J. Tucker come playoff time. All right, next up, the Chicago Bulls. Zach LaVine is due to return soon. No significant structural damage, which is good. He'll be reevaluated in a week, but he should have him back. Lonzo Ball's been sidelined for the last 2 games with some knee pain. Chicago, after this hot start, although they still are number 1 in the East, have lost 4 straight coming into this week. They got a tough Cavs team on Wednesday and then play the Bucks Friday. Thoughts on this Bulls team?
Even with a healthy team, I didn't expect them to finish in the top 3. So even though they're there right now they're having injuries. You know, that's one thing that could affect anybody's season. It's one thing that you can't really predict, and that's injuries. And a lot of teams are dealing with them now. I think for them, with this team being new, and the coach having a new team and getting them off to a good start, they got to try to stay healthy and try to keep this going all year long. The Lakers, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, I'm not worried about them if they have some lows during the season. We know the type of team they could be come playoff time. But the Bulls, they need to have a good ride, a good winning feel all season long. If they can get healthy, they can. But if they continue to have guys, especially like LaVine out, and put too much pressure on DeRozan all season, that he's going to be run down by the end of the year. So they got to find some way to have the guys on the bench step up and play more minutes, even while guys are hurt, to try to sustain the good feeling and the winning feel they have in Chicago right now.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000% on everything you said. You know, I think they were my surprise pick this season, but I think they exceeded everyone's expectations, you know, when they jumped into that number 1 spot, and they deserved it. But like you said, injuries are a motherfucker, and you can't. There's no way around it. I definitely think this is a top 4 team. That's why I thought they were going to be a top 4 team in the East this year. But I agree with you from a standpoint of this is a team that's not going to be able to turn it on. They need to be consistent. They need to continue what they've been doing as far as playing together and building something, because there are so many new pieces to this team. But I still think they're going to be okay. There's still some time. We're at the halfway point. You know, so hopefully everyone can heal up and post All-Star break, they'll be fully healthy and they can really see what they're made of. All right, Dallas, 5th in the West right now, won 9 out of 10. Have beaten some big teams, getting hot at the right time, starting a little roll right now. They got a big matchup Thursday versus the league His best record in the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, dropped 48 yesterday on MLK Day, and then a rematch versus the Grizzlies at home on Sunday. Luka, big triple-double last time they played the Grizzlies last week. I think the question for this team is Porzingis, can Porzingis be Batman, Jack? And he hasn't been healthy. Team's hot, he's healthy, team's playing really well. Thoughts on this team? And can you take them serious?
I mean, you can't take them serious. Obviously, I love J. Kidd. They just don't have the team there. They don't have the team. Even the pieces, the backup guys and the guys coming off the bench, even those guys. I mean, I like Brunson. Brunson's solid. He's a solid guy that you can start a winning team. I mean, that'll be a complimentary guy to a winning team. We know Luka's a MVP candidate. He's going to continue to get better. And hopefully the miles from playing professionally so long doesn't catch up with him. KP been hurt his whole career. I mean, that's just a knock on him. You know, he has the size, has the skills. He just don't produce in the way that people want him to produce, you know. And you got big shoes to fill. I mean, you know, Dirk was the last big man to play there that they expected to carry the team, and Dirk was everything and more, you know. So they need a lot of work. Like I said, they got to add a lot of pieces. I don't like Fenty Smith. He plays hard, but he doesn't really bring anything to that team. Hardaway can shoot, but it's a lot of people in the league can shoot. You got to bring something else to this team. You know, they really don't have a defender on the wing. I like J. Kidd, I like Luka, but I just don't like this team as a whole. They need to be reconstructed.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's Luka, but I definitely feel as far as the Western Conference and the league goes, this team has some holes to fill. But nevertheless, you know, they're hot right now. The Phoenix Suns have won 8 out of 10, best record in the league. I really like what they're doing. Again, they've kind of been flying under the radar too. Last year they felt they were disrespected because, you know, obviously not their fault. The path to the finals, every team was injury-ridden. So I think this year they've come out to prove like we still are that team. It wasn't luck. And they aren't getting as much love and attention as they deserve. But, hey, they don't need it as long as they're there at the end of the day. And then Ja's been playing great. The Sunday matchup in Dallas. Luka has something for him last game. I know Ja's going to be hungry for the rematch, the get back. Memphis is in third in the West right now, so heavy week for Dallas this week. But I agree with you. I really can't look at them as a real contender because the way their roster is constructed. The Los Angeles Lakers have just not been playing well. Magic Johnson came out and said something on Twitter. Russell Westbrook said, hey, Magic's entitled to his opinion. LeBron later apologized to Laker fans for their team's performance via Twitter. Came out last night against the number one offense in the NBA and the Utah Jazz and really played well. This Laker team, again, injuries, an older roster. Do you think this team has a chance once AD is healthy to turn this season around and be a contender still, Jack?
Yeah, got to make some adjustments with the roster. I mean, I'm not saying really make trades. I'm just saying with the 5 guys you have on the court at one time, you got to figure out what guys going to fit together. And I don't think, like I said, I never was high on this coach anyway, but I damn sure don't see him figuring it out now. And he ain't figured it out in 2 years, or almost halfway through the season. So this team is definitely should be there at the end. I definitely expect them to. With the injuries and all, I feel they have the roster to figure it out to be there when it counts. They got the experience, they got the star power, and they got the guys that when the game slows down at the end of the playoffs and it can become a half-court game, they have a number of guys that can get buckets. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, they still have to do it. They have to get healthy. But with the roster, looking at LeBron and AD and Russ and Carmelo and all that over there, I still think they got the basketball smarts to figure it out.
Yeah, this team, I felt it was built for the playoffs. They're not a 82-game season because this is an older team. It just kind of is what it is. They're an older team. But I feel like anytime you have a healthy LeBron James and a healthy Anthony Davis, or as healthy as they can be in the playoffs, you add Rush, you add a Melo, you add a Dwight Howard who's been playing good, Malik Monk who's been playing good, Trevor Ariza is getting back off an injury. I think this team, as long as they're healthy, will definitely have a chance in the playoffs and possibly a title. I just think there's so much scrutiny, obviously, being in LA. And what people don't understand, Frank Vogel is on the hot seat. But these guys have rebuilt their team the last 2 years. Like at the end of it, like everyone's on a 1-year deal. So as far as from a coaching standpoint, not to make an excuse, but it's tough to get, it's tough to find chemistry with all new guys every single time around. You know what I mean?
No
And
question.
I think a younger LeBron could have probably got a grasp on this a little sooner and probably put him in the right direction. But again, LeBron knows, as long as we're healthy in the playoffs, it doesn't really matter where we are. We're going to have a chance. But I think people underestimate how important chemistry is on teams. So if this team is healthy with the names they have, like you said, Jack, with the roster, this team is built for the playoffs. And as long as they're, all available, I think they still have a good shot at doing whatever they were supposed to do. One thing I wanted to add, too, was Stanley Johnson. He's on his third 10-day. They pulled a slick one and cut him after the first, then brought him back for 2 more. But I think he's the type of player they need, a young, hungry, athletic guy, because they don't have any of those. Like I said, they have they have some old dogs, but they're kind of like hound dogs now. You know what I mean? Like Trev and all them dudes used to be dogs, but they're going to have to save that for the playoffs. So they need young guys like Stanley Johnson to come in and just do all the dirty work like he did last night against Utah, really going right at Rudy Gobert. By the way, did you see Russ dunk on Gobert? Have you seen the highlight of it?
Yeah, and that's what excites people. Like, he do stuff like that, then come back and have 39 turnovers, right? but I'm one of them people. I've always been high on Russ. I take the good with the bad, so I really don't care about the turnovers. But when he do stuff like that, it just make you think, man. Every time he go to the basket, if he lock in, he can do that every time.
So yeah, like I said, I think this team will be okay as long as they can be healthy when it matters the most.
Yep.
Next up on the radar, presented to you by DraftKings, big matchup Wednesday, Grizzlies at Bucks. 2 MVP candidates in Ja Morant and Giannis. The MVP race so far, Steph Curry is still favored at 1.5 to 1. Giannis is slightly over 3 to 1 odds. KD 10 to 1. He was 7 to 1 before his injury, and Ja is 14 to 1. Curry or Giannis have a unique opportunity to step into a class of 3-time MVP winners. The list is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, LeBron James, Wilt Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Moses Malone. Jack, out of those 2 guys, if you could see the future, we're halfway through it. At the end of the year, who you think is going to win if it was just between Giannis and Steph?
I didn't know Moses was 3 times.
That's crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Rest in peace.
Steph all day long. He should have won it last year. With the way he carried that team, with everything they was going through last year, and to start off the way they started, and to have this team as one of the top teams again in the league, not only West Conference, but in the league again, it says a lot about Steph and what he brings to the game and how dominant he is. Though no question, Greek is the most dominant player we've seen since Shaq, but Steph deserves his kudos, and I think this is his year to get number 3, bro.
I agree. Man, welcome to the family. Our brother, Kevin Garnett, who launched his show, KG Certified, over the MLK weekend. Excited to have him in the family, man. We're trying to build something pretty nice over here, Jack. Thoughts on adding people like Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, our own Jelani McCoy, to the Showtime roster?
Man, it's good to have our brothers a part of this roster, man. It's just building a Showtime basketball brand. That's really it. More education. One thing about the 5 guys that you named, that's with Showtime basketball. We all have experience. We're not speaking from what we think is supposed to happen, or what we think is going on in the locker room, or what somebody else said. We know because we've been there. So you're getting it from the horse's mouth, and you can't really have a more solid roster of guys with experience. 2 Hall of Famers, 4 NBA champions, 5 guys that played multiple years in the league. So, we winning.
We winning. Enjoy this teaser. His first episode featuring his brother Paul Pierce.
P Money. More. What's up with you? Back at it again. You already know. 2019, Clay come back. You checked him out?
To be off for 2 years.
2 years.
And be solid. Just think, because you already see the Warriors. They gonna be scary, man.
If you starting the team today, Luka or Ja?
Ooh.
I mean, right now.
Ooh, I'm like, ooh.
Right now, Pete.
Hold on.
Are you watching the 10 days? You watching all the 10-day content? Man, we should have got a 3 days, man.
If you put KD and Giannis in a game of one-on-one, who you got?
KD.
I'm taking Giannis. You know why?
Why?
You put him on Alcatraz.
Oh, man.
And it's ones. Who you? That's what I'm saying.
So we're at Rogers Park.
We at Rogers. Who you got? That's what I'm talking about, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
Next up, fan questions. One of our favorite segments. Corey J _PGA. What are you two the most proud of since starting All the Smoke? Good question.
For me, I'm just proud of the fact that we're doing something that a lot of people didn't expect us to be doing, and we're award winning. We're just not doing the show for the hell of it. It's a million. Everybody got a podcast these days, but to be partnered with Showtime, to be an award-winning podcast, to be a podcast that the culture looks to as far as sports and entertainment, it's a blessing, man. And to have people getting All the Smoke tattoos, I think we came a long way. So all that's a blessing to me.
Definitely, man. Shout out Showtime. Shout out our team over at MLK. I think we've assembled a great little team, and the product is speaking. Everything you said, and then also allowing, like we always talk about, a platform, a safe haven for people to come talk their shit and tell their stories without it being twisted up or looking for clickbait. And then also, I just think inspiring people. So many people come up to both of us talking about, hey, because of you, we're either starting a podcast or doing this and that. And then, talking to people over at Showtime, everyone's always pitching like, this is our version of All the Smoke, or this is, X, Y, and Z. So I definitely feel, we've left an imprint in this space, man. And we owe it to, first of all, me and you. But, we have a great team around us, man. So
yep,
keep pushing. FFs _A Rod. Who do you think is going to take over the league after King James retires in 5 to 8 years? I don't think Bron will be in there that much longer, but whose NBA is it next, Jack, in your opinion?
I mean, I've been going back and forth from year to year, KD, Bron. But with no Bron, it's going to definitely KD. I mean, it's going to be KD and Giannis. It's going to always be two guys. And without Bron, it's going to be KD and Giannis. And Giannis on their heels while they in the league, so I don't know.
I think you could throw Steph up in that category too, but yeah, no, I agree. It'll be interesting to see once that wave is gone, whose NBA it's going to be. Giannis still has a good run, but KD and Steph, God willing, probably got another 5 years. I want to see after that wave, like who's 5 years of the level they're at. I think they still probably could play more, but after that group of guys is gone, it'll be interesting to see whose league it is then. Next up, T _Dull. If swapping jerseys post-game was a thing in y'all's career, who are a few of the guys you would have seek out?
Well, we did that anyway. I don't know why they acting like it's new. We did that a number of times. Sometimes we didn't just trade sweaty-ass jerseys, but we was like, bro, have your trainer bring me a jersey to my locker room, and I'll do the same. Yeah. So we did that a lot. I think the only person that I missed was I wasn't playing that year. And I wasn't able to get his because I wasn't playing, was Michael Jordan. In 2001, 2002, I was on injured list. And I actually got to his locker room after the game to get to get a poster signed. I didn't have a jersey, but if I could ever do a jersey swap, it would have been with MJ.
MJ, yeah. I missed MJ by a year. But like you said, it wasn't so much taking off the jerseys and taking pictures at half court. It was what you said. It was in post game or pre-game in the locker room, sending over that note to their trainer. Man, I was lucky. I got some dope AI, Kobe, Shaq. I got to play with a lot of great players. So I would have probably asked to get anybody. To get LeBron's probably for me.
I got his rookie jersey, bro.
Nice. Next up, Morning _Hooper 15. Who is your coach of the year right now? Good question.
My favorite coach, man, is Billy Donovan for the Bulls, man. I think he deserves coach of the year. What he's doing with these guys, a new team, bringing these guys together and have them buy in so early and get off to a good start, right now it's looking like Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I agree. I had 4 coaches that came to mind when this question was asked. Billy Donovan was one of them. Bernie Bickerstaff Jr., Monty Williams, and Eric Spoelstra. You know, with the injury-riddled team, guys in and out. You know, now they're second in the East. So those are the 4 guys that came to mind when that question.
You know what?
Me.
I think we need to throw Steve Nash in there. Because he's dealing with a lot, too. You know, he's dealing with a lot over there, too, with Kyrie and keeping James and KD happy and keeping his team all right. You got to give Steve Nash some props, too, for being able to keep all this stuff together.
I'll give him Babysitter of the Year. It's a lot of shit going on over there, man. A lot of stuff. But what would be crazy is they, like you said, if they still have the talent to, with all this said, win the championship.
Yep.
I was watching ESPN earlier today, and Stephen A. Smith said it wouldn't be good for the league if Brooklyn won because, just as we said, there's been a lot of shit going on over there. And if they win with a lot of shit, it's going to open the floodgates for other players to be on some, I play when I want to, we still got a chance type shit. So I kind of felt it, kind of didn't, but just an interesting take. Last question, Alan.Asden. Who would you guys start a franchise with in their prime? Steph Curry or Magic Johnson? Ooh.
Both of them. Either one. You can't miss.
2 completely different types of players, but agreed. You know, arguably the 2 greatest point guards, all due respect to everyone else. So I'll take either one. Magic was my favorite player growing up. Steph's one of my favorite players now. So both greats. Reactions. Jack. First round of the NFL playoffs are done. For the record, I was 5-1 this weekend. I only lost the Raider game, and that was just that California in me. But shit, they had a chance to win. Let's talk first about my 49ers over your Cowboys. What happened? Oh, that's what happened. It's funny how the Cowboy fans, every year is their year. This year, they was supposed to be their year, and Dak was supposed to do this, and that. What they've proven is they cannot be trusted. And my Niners came into Jerry's zone and just manhandled them boys. Beautiful thing to see.
First of all, since we're talking about it, it was not a manhandle, okay? First of all, we shot ourselves in the foot 60% of the game. It wasn't y'all couldn't score after the first quarter. Okay, let's just keep it real. Okay, y'all had a lucky reverse at the end of the game with Debo. But listen, we shot ourselves in the foot. I got a team full of babies. They're bonus babies. They don't prepare like they should. They spoil. And I'm tired of this shit. I can't be a champion on every level and like a team that ain't won shit since I was born. I'm tired.
Jack, we scored 10 points in the first, 6 points in the second, 7 points in the third, and that's all we needed. You guys got lucky and got 10 in the fourth quarter, but it was a motherfucking manhandling out there.
It was not a manhandling. We beat ourselves.
Manhandling.
Y'all trash. And y'all gonna be home with us. Y'all gonna be home with us next week, so it don't matter if y'all lose this week or next week. Y'all still losing.
All that matters is we beat the Cowboys.
See, that's the same. Hey, we so good that people's season is built off beating us.
No, y'all think you're so good. I'm just letting y'all know y'all really aren't that good.
Hey, the 49ers' biggest highlight, y'all show it every year, is one highlight y'all got. Y'all show it every year in the playoffs, the pass to Clark. That's it. That's all y'all got.
I think we got more rings, too, but who's counting?
No,
Next
I
up,
disagree.
Rams.
You're not. We're tied.
Rams over the Cardinals. I didn't really believe in the Cardinals, to be honest with you. They had a good run at the beginning of the season. Obviously, losing Hopkins was tough, but never really trusted them. Rams are looking good, though. Tough matchup next week, but thoughts on that game?
Yeah, when they came and beat us in Dallas a couple weeks ago, I didn't believe them then. You know what I mean? I didn't believe them then because we had 2 players out. And they look good, though, but without Hopkins, it's impossible to win games in the playoffs. He's one of the best receivers in the league. J.J. Watt was coming off a shoulder surgery. He tried to give all he had. That team wasn't healthy, and they still need another piece in that offense and on defense as well. So the Rams are rolling right now. They were at home. Odell's giving them a new life. Cooper Kupp is breaking records with the best receiver in the league. And their quarterback, Matt Stafford, He's coming into the quarterback that everybody said he would be once he get out of Detroit. I love the way they look, and I'm real high on them right now.
Bucks, another dominating performance over the Eagles, kind of showing that, everyone was going to say they were going to miss AB, or AB was saying they were going to miss him.
Yeah, he the only one said that.
They came out, business as usual. Mike Evans had a big game. Tom Brady keeps doing what he's doing. Eagles, Jalen Hurts, I'm already hearing they should be in the search for another quarterback. Thoughts on that game, and is Jalen Hurts someone that can lead the Eagles?
Jalen Hurts was hurt, okay? He had a bad ankle. He barely could move, and he went out there and played. That team is not good, man. They're just not good. I don't know why everybody was Eagles this, Eagles that. Man, the Eagles not good. All right, they got a lot of work to do. Some of those guys on the defense is old as hell that they still holding on to. They need to go ahead and just and kind of bring some more youth. They got a great receiver in Smith coming from Alabama. They didn't get him the ball until the second half. So that team has a lot of work. They got to get healthy. Hopefully they'll be good a year or two, but I like Jalen Hurts.
Chiefs over Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger's possible last game in the NFL. Chiefs getting hot at the right time. Made it look pretty easy. You think they have a chance to go back to the Super Bowl, Jack?
I think they do. Their offense is too powerful, and they still added on weapons to that offense, So the defense is not bad either, but their offense is unbelievable, hard to stop. They already went through their little ups and downs during the season. They got out of it, and they're starting to play high. And they start playing with a good feel and on a good note right into the playoffs. And that's the way you want to be. And for a team to just make it to the Super Bowl, to go through their ups and downs early in the season, now 4 or 5 game wins in a row, they in trouble. The league is in trouble.
Yeah. Agreed. Bengals over Raiders. Raiders had a chance, couldn't pull it off. That was my one loss this weekend. Bengals, tough test next week. We'll talk about them. Bills over Patriots. The Bills team looks really good, man. Thoughts on them?
The Bills got a lot of weapons over there, man. They got a lot of weapons. Quarterback is young. Diggs is out there balling. I just like their team, man. They're not flashy. They're not a team that's all over the news and all over the sports channels, but they get the job done, man. And they're a team that everybody has to reckon with come in the playoffs. This team can really win it.
Agreed. Next weekend is the divisional round. We got the number 4 seed Bengals going to Tennessee. Derrick Henry looks to be back. Who do you got in that game?
Tall task for the Bengals. They got a lot of weapons over there, man, in Tennessee. But I'm pulling for Burrow and Chase. I like the young tandem. I want to see the Bengals upset some people and be the Golden State Warrior team of the playoff this year. I want them to go and upset some people, but it's going to be hard.
So you have the Bengals?
I have the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Titans. That's going to be your first loss. Next up,
I'm not
San
gambling,
Francisco 49. I'm not gambling. Niners, my Niners, the 6th seed at the number 1 Green Bay Packers.
Oh, we know who winning this game. Ain't no question. Even you know that.
No, I don't know. I think the Niners are going to win. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers and what they got going on over there, but we different, bro. Defensively, offensively, hot at the right time.
You sound like a Cowboy fan now. We different.
No, but we actually win. As long as Garoppolo doesn't lose the game for us, we're going to be straight. But that's going to be a tough one. So you got the Packers. It's going to be a good one. I got Green Bay winning by 70. It's going to be a good one. They got to win it by 70. That sounds like a disgruntled Cowboy fan.
Right? I am.
Next Sunday, we got the number 4 seed Rams going out to Tampa Bay. Rams beat them earlier in the season in L.A. They're going to Tampa Bay to see Tom Brady and them boys. Who you got?
That's going to be a good one because the Rams ain't going to be able to run the ball like they expect to. And the Rams are going to get a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. He ain't going to be able to sit back in that pocket like he wants to. So it's going to be a good game. If I had to pick one, I'm going with the Rams. The Rams are too much. This might be their year.
Tampa Bay's offensive line is banged up. Center banged up. Left tackle banged up. And they did put a lot of pressure on Brady last week. So if that defensive front line, Donald and boys, can touch Tom's chin, it might be scary. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. As much as I like the Rams too, but it's just hard to go against Brady. And the offense looked good, but I think it's going to be predicated upon can they handle that Rams defensive line. I think the game of the weekend, if it's not the Niners-Packers, it'll be the Bills visiting the Chiefs. Who you got?
I'm going Chiefs, man. The offense is just too much. Like I said, the offense, they got a great offense. They're rolling right now. They've been playing well on both ends of the ball, not making too many mistakes. This team, like I said, know when to start playing well at the right time. And I just see them continue to roll to the Super Bowl.
Agreed. Bills are tough, playing well. I think this will be the game of the weekend. I think it's going to be a shootout. Josh Allen over there with the Bills, a lot of weapons. But again, Mahomes. Jack, you have a chance to go 1-3 this weekend. So we're going to have to check back after this weekend and see how you did. The only game we agreed on is the Chiefs and Bills. So we will have to see what's happening. Something that happened last week, and we didn't get a chance to touch on it. Thoughts on this clown little chick that Drake allegedly messed around with and put some hot sauce in the condom, and she got the condom out of the garbage and tried to impregnate herself and got a hot box. Thoughts? What's going on in this world, bro?
Man, but see, they say certain things about you when you speak on women like this. You know what I mean? It's and that's why I say people, you got to get out your feelings and look in the mirror and deal with reality. It's women like that out here.
Man,
just like it's men that prey on insecure women. You got women out here that's trying to come up but trying to get pregnant or something. It's women are, a lot of women have a motive, right? With a guy like Drake, I'm glad he's on his toes because, you know, things like that didn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? With people trying to get pregnant, trying to have babies. But it's just sad that people are so low to want to have a baby by somebody that don't want to have a baby with you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. But then again, you have that much confidence in yourself. Are you that secure in yourself where the only way you can have a life or be successful is by doing something devious or doing something shady like that? Like it's men and women like that all over the world. I just try to stay away from them.
Sad, man. Sad days. And I want to say initially there was rumors that she was going to try to take him to court over it. Like, where do you feel like you stand on getting a condom out of the garbage, and because he put hot sauce because he knew you were a clown, try to impregnate yourself, and now you want to sue him? Oh, and then that's the thing. So one, that goes to show you ain't got no brain, so I ain't gonna like you because you're smart, because you dumb as hell to even think of some shit like that. Two, you probably ain't that pretty, so it ain't your beauty or your brains, so it gotta be your booty. Okay? So if it ain't your beauty, it's your booty. All right? So take care of your booty, because I don't see you going nowhere with your brains and your looks. Hey, like you
Bingo.
said, this is not something new. This is maybe just the first time talked about it because Drake was funny enough and smart enough to put hot sauce, but this shit happens a lot. You know, you hear stories about women doing stuff like this, or on the flip side again, guys being clowns and, you know, trying to impregnate chicks. So scary times. Wrap it up. When you're done with it, flush it. And, man, have a good day. What's Burning is available every week on Showtime Basketball YouTube.
And on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Show Basketball.
See y'all next week.
Gary Russell Jr., one of the most talented fighters in the sport. This guy's scary good. What a shot!
Boxing's longest reigning champion returns.
Russell putting together combinations faster than a speeding bullet. With a beautiful right. Wow!
Now Russell defends his title against undefeated Mark Magsayo, fresh off one of the year's biggest knockouts.
That fight is over!
Russell versus Magsayo for the 126-pound world title on Showtime.